Hey everybody, welcome back to the Monday Q&A show. That's actually a day late if you guys watch this on time. I'm your host, Jonathan Higgs. This is the show that kind of helps you out and answer your questions about the airsoft world. That's what I'm here to try to help. Give you some opinions, maybe throw some facts in, try to have a good conversation. It's also all comes from you. So this comes from the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe here on the channel so you can join this conversation. This is like the 300 and something show. So if this is your first time watching, definitely a long going conversation or a long recurring conversation about all the topics in the airsoft world. New, hot, and even old. So anyway, put them down in the comment section below, vote up your favorites, and be persistent. Every single week I try to pick the best ones, the more popular ones, and then dig deep as well. Also, I do highlight a video from another YouTube channel. It's an airsoft every single week to try to help promote this hobby and industry of ours that we go out and do. So if you have a channel or know a channel you watch, you subscribe to, always recommend those videos down there or the channel itself, and I will do my best to try to get that on every single week. Again, like all of them, be persistent. Also, one thing too, I do have a web store. It does support the channel, the show here. Really keeps it going because YouTube, well, doesn't really pay anything. But I love what I'm doing, and I do have a web store out there with a bunch of custom morale patches. And I said last week I was going to end the coupon code, but I'm a dirty liar, and I'm going to let it go another week. All right, I'm going to do it because we hit 200,000, right? And this is the 200K coupon code. So coupon code 200K still gets you that 20% off your entire order. So if you've been holding off, there have been some huge orders coming in. So that's why I was like, I'm going to extend it. There are some big, all over the globe, everybody's picking these things up. Some of the popular ones are actually selling out. If you have sold out, I've had to put them sold out on the store. So if you have been holding off, now is your chance. Probably not going to see a coupon code like this for a long time. 200K doesn't come around for very often, like a big milestone like that. Anyway, enough about all that. Let's get to the meat of this thing. Let's dive on into what you're really here for, and that is your questions in the Tippmann mail call. I am Nani writes, hey Jonathan, I was wondering how your opinion on the Black Ops brand that people call a Walmart brand. In my opinion, the M16 and the revolver look great. So the Black Ops brand, it's called a Walmart brand, and that was carried originally at Walmart. Usually is around a 99 US dollars, so $100 US AEG. Very, very, very entry level, mainland China made. Since then, it's kind of gone away, really? Because Walmart's not even carrying airsoft anymore. So looking at that, it is a budget gun. I think it did its purpose. It gets players into the hobby and sport, but overall, it wasn't the fantastic thing. I think when it was sold at Walmart, you had a great advantage because Walmart has this amazing return policy, right? If you guys don't know, Walmart in the States, kind of one of those no questions asked, bring it back during that warranty period of time. So anything that happened, like if you got a manufacturer's defect, they took care of it for you. You can still find these at some hobby shops and things like that, some surplus stores. And I think it's a good way to maybe introduce people to the hobby. But I wouldn't look at something at that tier, at that price point. We're talking about like 100 US for an AG. The revolvers are very affordable when you can get into something for just a little more. I will tell you right now, G&G combat machines are one of the best starter guns. Spectrum Arms has some fantastic stuff out there that's around for great price point plays. Matrix brand, it's one of the brands under the Evic umbrella. They have some great stuff that's at a very low price point, sub $200. I'm talking like some of these are like even low 100s, like 130, 140. Fantastic guns. I think I just did a video, or if I haven't put it up yet, on the Matrix M4. I was kind of surprised at how well it was for the price point because I kind of came in thinking, that price is going to be bad. I was like, okay, not bad actually. So they're good choices. As for revolver, man, if you're looking at a revolver and you're looking like it's sub $100, it's really hard to pass up that Hater from Elite Force. That thing is so good for the price. Now with the version 2 with the hop up in it and get a little fiber optic sights, which are cool. You didn't have to have those. It's a cool addition. But to have that hop up in there now, it's such a good value. And you get like the extra the little clips. They're actually called clips for you guys give me a hard time. Little rings, the clips, the 10 shot clip that you pop in there. You get like 5 of them, I think, in the pack. It is actually a great value and a solid pistol. It's tried and true and proven. I think that's fantastic. And even though it's CO2, it's usable at every field because they've regulated that thing way down in power to where it's going to be field legal everywhere. So there's good options for you. And if you're looking at like, oh, I'm looking at this pistol for 40 US, the Hater's like 70, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that US. You can get into the Black Ops for like 100, 110. You can get into combat machines in 150. You can get Inspector Arms stuff in there. You can get the Matrix stuff, 130, 140 even. I think there were some basic ones even a little less than that. So, you know, there's a lot of great options out there on the market that you have to pass, like they're just a little bit more that I feel are better on that entry level. So look around. It's probably not terrible, but I just think if you're gonna drop that kind of money, there are better choices you can make with your money by just adding a little bit more to it and getting something that I think has more longevity, I think better quality control, and also maybe a lot more features. Light 921, your mom, right? Did the WeTech Glock 19 mags fit the Umarex Glock 19? Because I want some spare mags for my Glock, but I don't want to pay $45 for a 20 round mag. Okay, so I've played around with some of the Glock style mags, moving them in and out of the Umarex guns, and why, I'll give you the short answer. Yes, they do fit. Swamp Sniper did something about it too. He showed the magazines, the WE fitting in there, but I will tell you this. They do fit, they do fire, but the way it fires, the way it feels, how crisp it is, the power you get, like basically how everything seals up, is noticeably better when you use the factory mag. Will it function with them? Yes. Will it void the warranty? I don't have an answer on that. I don't think I have a straight answer for that one. Will it perform better when you spend the extra money and buy the right mag? Yes. This is my personal experience. I mean, this is me actually grabbing the Umarex Glock, OEM by VFC, putting the WE brand mags in, putting AW Customs mags in, any of the other brand mags. I've never tried a Marui. I don't think I've tried the Marui mag in it. I don't think so. So I can't speak to that. And to me, there was a noticeable difference in how crisp, how fast the blowback was, how it felt. So yes, my personal experience is, I know it's a little bit more money, I would make that jump. Will the other ones work? Yes. Will it maybe, because their specs are off, might cause wear and tear and damage to the components? Don't know, probably a possibility. To be honest with you, it could be, because it just doesn't, to me, feel like everything's perfectly mating up inside, right? And I'm sure you can modify it, and you my guys out there be like, yeah, I can do it and mod this and put that seal in and all that. Cool, do it. But I think out of the factory, if you're just looking at a factory style gun, I would pick up the mags that go with it, honestly. These are all not like just following that Marui spec anymore. They've all been QC'd. So what happens is, like, Umarex will work with a company like VFC, and they'll be like, hey, I want you to make the Glock. And VFC's like, okay, here it is. And then they start working through it like, okay, the first sample was good, but there was this. All right, well, I'll make this change. And they start with something that's kind of like universal standard, but by the time Umarex is like, okay, make this change, and VFC is like, oh, well, if we do that, we got to change this, and they go back and forth, you end up with something slightly different. And it may not fit perfectly. It may not seal it great. Now, the closed system using their mag and their pistol and everything is going to work really good, because that's the back and forth during the engineering process when they design these products. But, you know, you're looking at something that's a closed system. And sometimes you end up with compatibility with other mags, like that part never changes. And then sometimes they've had to reinforce this or change that or work on this, and that part does change, and it's just a little bit off. So for me, that's my experience. I would say, I know it's expensive. Stick, in this case, from what I've seen, personally witnessed with my own eyes, stick with the original mags. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about saving some money. And if those other mags worked, I would be like slapping some big 50 rounders in there, right? The WE brand ones, because they're a lot more budget friendly than the other ones. I think those are gonna be coming out soon. I'm all about saving some money, especially when you're talking about a big price difference. But in this case, there is a quality difference just because of compatibility. J5 writes, how do I use the Force against my opponents? Well, it starts with a lifetime. You gotta be adopted as a child into the Jedi Order as a Padawan, and then you grow up and you serve under a master, and you know, you've seen the movies. All right, that is it for questions this week, which means it is time, as always, for the Code Red headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one comes from, I'm going to read off your camera, Brandon Forsyth. He says, I want to recommend IPAirsoft. Is it IPAirsoft or IPAirsoft? Channel. It's pretty new, but these guys are really cool and getting some good footage. Now, I did check the channel out. I like what these guys are doing, and it makes me feel, I was like, I remember there was a team up there in the New York or New England area that was like hop base. So IPAirsoft is like IPA, like the beer style, Imperial Imperial Pale Ale, very hoppy beer, which I quite like too, actually. And they, with the hop thing, I remember they had like a black hops patch I used to collect. I wonder if it's some of the same guys that kind of spun off and made the, I'm curious because their logo is kind of like this hop. Looks like a pine cone, but it's actually a hop. Anyway, cool name, cool tie-off. Definitely from a guy who likes the IPAs. I think it's kind of a neat idea. But their gameplay and their footage is good. They are definitely a new channel. Got some low view counts, but again, another gameplay channel I think that's going to be one to watch. It earned my sub like always when I do these. I watch these videos and I go through and like I get a lot of recommendations going, is this one I want to keep? Is this one I want to... It's like basically when I watch it, if it earns a subscribe from me, or if I feel like maybe it's not my style, but it's like, oh, this will definitely get some subscribers, I want to recommend it. And it's about seeing the potential. You don't have to be a perfect channel. I mean, these are like low count channels, but it's just that potential. And then, by the way, if you guys are looking here, just like this channel, regular uploads are important. Putting some work in, just some effort trying. It doesn't have to be editing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. My editing's terrible. You know, I whip this thing together like 2 hours after I film it. But just it's about the content and putting the work in and the passion. And you can see through a video if someone has the passion or not. And these guys are definitely on that list. IPAirsoft or IPAirsoft is definitely one of those. So they earned my sub. I hope they earn your sub. Like always, if you guys want to check this out, I have a link that would have popped up over here. You can click the little eye icon and drop it down. You can see all the links that I put in throughout the video, including like the web store and stuff like that. Or the links are always down in the description box below, as well as timestamps for this video. You can jump forward and back to the different questions. So anyway, that's it for this week. As always, remember, don't forget, if you want to get your questions or your video channel, you can recommend your own channel too. I'm totally cool with that. I like shameless self-promotion. And you can do that all down below in the comment section. Please, when people ask questions, I love to see commentary. I know some people want to see me answer it, and that's great. And I will still grab those questions out, even if there's like a long comment thread, because I think that there's good dialogue there. And I'll even try to like talk about what some of you other guys have been talking about, guys and gals, during that comment thread. So yeah, don't be afraid to comment on other people's questions down there. I love the community we all have. That's what I want to have here for us, is together us having this great airsoft community that we can all share here as part of Airsoftology. I mean, this channel is really honest to goodness, and I know it's just like not one of those things that people say, every bit as much channel as your channel as much as it is mine. I mean, seriously, it really, really is. And I thank you so much. Also, don't forget web store. It helps to keep the place going, keeps the lights on. And soon I'll be back to the old studio. This is, I'm in US right now, in Tennessee, at family's house. So that's why I kind of got the movie theme thing going here. I feel like I should be doing like movie reviews or something instead of Airsoft. Anyway, until next week, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun. But no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.